And that car was no goose, because cars don't die.
Sheesh. Ooh, she's a friggin' time machine. I wonder if they had a CB radio, or maybe, who knows, maybe it was a taxi. No, couldn't have been a taxi because it only has 63,000. But the story is, it belonged to an old lady. What a friggin' unit this thing is. 1981, 6-liter. Took the breather off and found some leaves and sunflower seeds. Pretty good for her age, but she's got just the right amount of patina to her. I thought those were knock sensors on top, but they're totally not. This is the first variable displacement engine ever, so it goes from 8 cylinders to 4 cylinders. Maybe it runs on 6 cylinders as well, I don't know. There's solenoids that shut down the rockers or the lifters, just like a 5.3 DOD motor, except for this was way back in 1981. And it has injection, TBI, throttle body injection. Just the right amount of patina, just a little bit of character, just right, but it's solid underneath. Oof, she's been like oil sprayed. See those plastic plugs here? I could probably wipe that grease off, but she's pretty solid unit. She's got the it's the Elegance cloth, I'm pretty sure. It's a Brougham, and it has a moonroof too, which is also pretty rare. The vinyl top is decent. It's just starting around the edges a little bit. It's not perfect, but she's a pretty good survivor, pretty solid survivor. Limousine vibes. It's got like power everything, power seats, power mirrors, power locks, power windows, tilt cruise. It even has a telescoping steering wheel, which telescopes forward and back. Seats go up and down, and it has power digital climate control, power antenna, power trunk, wood grain, and the moonroof. Everything except for leather, this car. But some people didn't like leather because it's sticky and cold. So this might be considered better than leather to some people. Digging into her and clean her up a little bit. I did an oil change, drained the oil out of it, and I did not have the proper filter. There's one there, but it doesn't fit. I tried it, but it doesn't fit. Unfortunately, it's the weekend and a lot of stuff here locally is closed. Saturday afternoon. So I just drained the filter and put it back on. There's a filler panel here that's broke away. There's some pieces of it here. It's not the end of the world. I took the breather off so I could dig into her a bit. Delco, the battery says 2021 on it or something like that, so that's fresh. I think the gas tank and sending unit are pretty fresh. Alternator is pretty fresh. And I'm gonna get the vacuum in here and vacuum some of this junk out. Woo, she's a friggin' time machine. I wonder if they had a CB radio. It only has 63,000. But the story is, it belonged to an old lady and she used it once to go to Florida or something. I don't know. That's what I hear. That's the story. The Firebird used to belong to an old lady as well. I think this is original mileage, 63,000 kilometers. I think that's original because the brake pedal's in good shape. You can usually tell wear and tear by like floor mats, brake pedals, stuff like that. And this car seems to be all original. So I don't think it's any more than 63,000. The seats are pretty decent. Everything's pretty decent for an old 40-year-old car. 1981 Fleetwood Brougham. Wooden knobs on the radio. Isn't that something? Cruise control, delay wipers, tilt. Like pretty much everything for back in the day. Power antenna. Turn on the radio and the antenna goes up. I'm gonna have to check some things. Check some fuses and stuff. I think there was a chipmunk or something living in here. Leaves and little bits of insulation, and I think there's like sunflower seeds or something. Wow. And grass. I was gonna use the vacuum, but some of these chunks are even a little bit too big. Wood grain on everything. Yeah, I wonder if this thing had a CB radio because it has this hook here and this extra power wire. I unplugged it, but the ground wire is like, it seems to be bolted in, but I couldn't find the head to the bolt, so I may or may not delete that. I think that's where CB plugs in, I don't know. I'm actually using it for ground, so it is handy, I guess. So the friggin' ground sucks on this test light, but the fuel gauge doesn't seem to work. I'm told that it has like half a tank of gas or something, and the radio kind of works, sometimes-ish. So there's that. and the Econo Minder, that doesn't seem to be illuminating. So there's a couple of things about it, and the little bird told me to check the fuses. So there's one there, and I pulled it out. I found it with the test light because one side was hot and the other side was not. It's burnt out. So it seems to be labeled as GA. That's what this one says. So I think that's for the gauges. There's not too many gauges on this car. It has a lot of lights that are hidden, but there's not too many gauges. Just speedometer and fuel, just like the Firebird. And you gotta like crawl down on your hands and knees to get in there and check them, and yeah. But there's not too many things that don't work on this car. I haven't noticed yet. Sheesh. Friggin' spaghetti. Oh my goodness. I think she's a good one. So I gotta get her up in there. Stick her right in the dirty slot. If I can remember where it goes. Where did you go? I think it goes over here. Yeah, that one right there. On top of it, it says GA and there's an arrow pointing down. So I think that's gauges. I don't know. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. You pretty much have to break your neck to read them and access them, but it's a big car, so you got lots of room to lay down. So now's the moment of truth. See if the gas gauge works. Oh, it does work. Hey, there's things. Doorbells are working. Things are happening. Ding. Ding. I wonder if it's ever gonna shut up. Oh wow, she's full. Is she full? She's hard over on full. Okay, better than empty. Hey, the radio's working. Kinda. No? Hey, that's working. That's a good thing, because it was a little bit lumpy. I understand it might have old fuel in it or something, so I tried to put some fresh fuel in. Fuel prices are crazy right now. $2 a liter for the good stuff here, for the high test. This economy thing wasn't working before, so maybe, I don't know. It's supposed to have like 4-cylinder mode. I wouldn't care if that worked or not. I wouldn't mind if that didn't work. That wouldn't bother me. I'd rather it run on 8 cylinders personally, but the gas gauge is working now. Oh, and we got some other things. Check engine light. Isn't that crazy? 1981. So I think you can read the codes. 1981. You hold these buttons down. Maybe it's these two. Yeah. 88, 30, 88, 30, 70. I don't know what's going on. Is it done? 70. So I think you combine that with these lights up here and you can get a diagnostic, find out what the frig the problem code is. I'd have to look that up because I don't know. I think there's a way to clear the codes too. Looks like the level sensor, the level light went out. But I think there's a way to clear the codes. I just have to figure that out. Figure out how to read them and clear them. Smells like old gas. So that's why I put some high test in it. I can't believe the prices of fuel. $2 a liter for the good stuff, for the high test. Might have to do something about that. Sheesh. We got an oil filter. $4.86 Canadian pesos. Cadillac Fleetwood 6 liter 368. So this oil filter looks a little bit smaller than the one that's on it. I think the one that's on it is a little bigger than this, but I don't care as long as it screws on. That's what they gave me, so I'm gonna give her a shot. It's actually not hard to get at. It's actually like right at the front of the engine. There. I drove the friggin' Firebird to go get the oil filter, so that was a good stretch. Well, the old one doesn't quite fit in the box, so I guess it is slightly taller. There's the new one. I was able to spin the old one off by hand previously. I should have primed it. I should have put some oil in that filter. But anyway, I just put some oil around the gasket and screwed her on there. In 1981, Cadillac had the world's first variable displacement engine, so it could run on V8, V6, or V4. So it could run on 4-cylinder mode. Yep. So that was pretty cool. She was pretty advanced, and this is the Canadian model. It's the world's first hybrid. So this is your outlet here. Oof. Can I unplug it with one hand? Yeah. And so you plug this in when you get home at night, and it charges the batteries, and you get like 500 miles per charge, I think. Haha, April Fools. No, I'm just joking. Boop. Boop. Then you can have your girlfriends hanging out of the limousine. She's a little bit dirty, but I think these plugs are the Z-Bart. Those are from rust proofing. Crown, rust check, Z-Bart. They drill these holes in the car. They shoot the oil-based rust proofing in there. Oh my goodness, look at those pine needles in there. That's the unit. Fleetwood Brougham. The filler panels, they're known for that in the 80s. And I think you can still buy those. But the filler neck behind the license plate, that's kind of cool. They definitely don't make them like that anymore either. Fleetwood. Typical plastic filler panel. Got some cracks in it.